Hi everyone. Hello. Hold on, I'm getting this all set up. We're doing this all from home. Hello everybody. Happy Pride. I'm feeling like a Lisa Frank nightmare. How's everybody doing? Hello. We're going live right now. We're gonna have a big Pride cocktail hour. So this whole hour is gonna be out, pride and kindness. If you have nothing nice to say, make sure you tune out because we're here for positivity and just have some fun this hour. We're gonna be doing some interviews, talk about some pride, talk about some amazing organizations. Again, my name is Ariel Versace. I was on a show called RuPaul's Drag Race Season 11. I'm so excited to be here with Fox TV today for this special cocktail hour. So we're gonna let some people roll in. Hello everybody, again, happy Pride. Woo! We're in we're giving like an R2-D2 Pride fantasy or something like that. How's everybody going? I got my cocktail at the ready. We're gonna do a little bit of fun trivia. I was gonna play some royalty-free music in the background, but my computer is acting a fool. So I have everything we're gonna go over right here. I'm gonna be with your news anchor Ariel today. I'm really excited. We're gonna let everyone roll in. Happy Pride, everybody! If you're just joining us now, hello. Again, if you guys do not know me, my name is Ariel Versace. I am a drag entertainer. You may have seen me on RuPaul's Drag Race, and again, I am here today with Fox TV to help you guys celebrate Pride. We're going to be doing some interviews. We're going to have a little mini cocktail hour, and we're also going to do some Pride trivia, so that's going to be fun. So before we have our special guest today, which I'm very excited for, we're going to do a little cocktail hour. So the first thing we're going to do is anybody got a cocktail? If everybody, whoever's watching and having a little Pride cocktail, give a little heart, give a little thumbs up if you're having a Pride cocktail right now. So the first we're going to take a little seltzer drink. And of course, some ice, an icy beverage, because it gets hot. We just did a Pride parade in my hometown, and it was very, very hot out. So you need a very, very icy beverage. Now we're going to add a little vodka. I'll do that off camera because I don't know if we can show names. You know what I mean? And of course, today we have Rafael Silva here with us for an interview. He'll be joining us shortly. I'm very, very excited. So what we're going to do first, we're actually going to be doing a little fundraising today. And I actually pinned it on my last post. So you can go ahead and do that there. Let me see if I can re-add it here. Let me see. Uno momento. We're going to talk about that first. So again, I am here to talk about the GLSEN, which is a Pride organization. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information on that. Now, the GLSEN, for 30 years, they have worked to create safe and affirming schools for all K-12 students, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. No young person should have to choose between their well-being and education. GLSEN partners with students, schools, educators, system leaders, and communities in reducing victimization of LGBTQ+ youth and setting the course for a safer, more equitable future. Now, GLSEN, we got the whole alphabet here, guys, has contributed to measurable improvements in the lives of LGBTQ+ students by combining advocacy, research, program, GLSEN, we're calling it GLSEN, okay. Thank you. GLSEN. I was just spelling it out. We're schooling the children. We're teaching the children. GLSEN, sorry guys, has contributed to measurable improvements in the lives of LGBTQ+ students by combining advocacy, research, program development, and public education efforts at the national level. With local action driven by student advocates, their partnership with thousands of K-12 educators, and their network of local volunteer-led GLSEN chapters. They have moved the needle, but not yet enough. Over 40 GLSEN chapters across the country are doing work in their states, cities, and towns. And the National Student Council advise GLSEN programming and campaigns. They offer valuable insight to GLSEN staff and board of directors and share their stories with leaders in the LGBTQ+ movement, from policymakers to media to donors. Their role as experts, their experiences brings depth and breadth to GLSEN's student work to create inclusive K-12 schools for LGBTQ+ students and staff. So what we're going to do today is we do have a fundraiser. And like I said, if you are on my personal page, I linked it down below. We are doing a fundraiser today and I will repost it. And you can find information also in the Fox TV store. You guys can donate there. We're going to post it up and give all the donation information. But if you guys want to celebrate Pride, you just want to help out an amazing organization, make sure you donate to Glisten today. So let's do that. We're going to cheers to that. And again, we're having a nice seltzer cocktail with a little bit of a splash of something for Pride. So yeah, we're having a little cocktail. Cheers to Pride 2021. I know the last, obviously none of us could really celebrate Pride last year. So it's very cool that everything is now opening back up and we're able to celebrate quasi normally again. So again, cheers. Take a little drink. Ooh, sparkly. Now, before we have our special guest in today, I thought it would be fun, and in honor of Glisten and our special guests, we're going to do a little bit of Pride trivia. Now, if you guys have your cocktails, and if you guys are want to play a little game before we have our interview, I am going to do a little Pride edition trivia. So if you guys know the answers, make sure you comment down below. Comment in the little thingy down there. So the first trivia question I'm going to ask for our cocktail hour, our Pride trivia cocktail hour is, and if you guys know, comment down below and I'll let you know. If you're right, I'll give you a little thumbs up. How many countries so far have legalized same-sex marriage? And these are all statistics and everything as of 2021 right now, I believe, as of June right now. So, how many countries have legalized same-sex marriage? Do you guys know? And again, you guys, let's keep this comment section friendly. We are here to celebrate Pride this month. So if this is not something that's entertaining you or not something you're into right now, or it's just, you know, not up your alley, make sure you go ahead and click off. We're just spreading positivity here for the LGBT plus community. And we have some amazing interviews with some of Fox's amazing advocates of the community. So let's keep it positive. All right, so we got 57. We got 72. Yes. Thank you, Donna Kennedy. That is a hashtag no hate zone. All right, so we got Jose says 28. Francesca Froze says 20. All right, I'm going to give y'all a little clue. It is the old, if you had cable, it's the old Nickelodeon. It's the old Nickelodeon channel. All right, I see we have 60 from Alice. We see 36. Tarlos is close. All right, yes, we got Angie is the first one with the correct answer as of, so if you want to, if you need to fact check me, that's totally okay, but I'm going off of the information that I hold. So the correct answer is 33, and that is on April 21st, 2001, the Netherlands became the first country to legalize same-sex marriage. Since then, 28 other countries have done the same. While this is progress, there are so many countries in the world that don't offer LGBTQ plus couples and the same rights as heterosexual couples. So, you know, we are doing good, but we do still have a lot of work to do. Now, my next question is, does anyone in the Pride flag, now, of course, the Pride flag has been updated many times recently to, you know, really kind of have everyone in the community on the flag. But we're going to go off of the rainbow colors right now. Does anyone know what the color red stands for in the Pride flag? That's the next question. What is the meaning of the color red? All right, we got love. We got liberty. I would have thought love too, honestly. Unless again, you want to fact check me, but I have something. Is it love? Because they have something totally different. I have red is life in the Pride. You know, we're going to go over all the colors. So they used to say, so actually there was a fun fact that I learned today that there used to be more colors in the Pride flag, but due to printing and, you know, all the colors and hot pink ink being so expensive, they narrowed it down to a more kind of regular rainbow. But for right now, it says that red equals life, orange equals healing, yellow is sunlight, green is nature, turquoise is magic, blue is harmony, and violet is spirit. So yeah, those are some fun facts about the original rainbow pride flag. And as I said, we have updated the flag to be more inclusive to our POC community within the LGBT plus community. And of course, we have the trans flag. We have we have a lot of flags that represent, you know, everyone within the spectrum of our community. So we have a very colorful flag. We have a very colorful lifestyle. Let's see, which two U.S. presidents have officially acknowledged Pride Month? Which two U.S. presidents have officially acknowledged Pride Month? We got Joe Biden, of course, current, and Obama. Yes, of course, we got Joe Biden and Barack Obama. Good answer, good answer. Yes, Miss Donaria Obama. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all my non-binary friends out there watching, we are now going to bring on our special guest to our cocktail happy hour. I need to sip on my cocktail. We're going to interview someone very, very special. Let me go ahead and add them onto our live right now. 1 second. Let's see. Hi, can you hear me? Can you see me? It's working okay.
Absolutely.
How are you, my love? Everybody give a thumbs up or some rainbows if you can see myself, my special guest. Everybody say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. All right, for anyone tuning in, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself so we can all, of course, you know, but so we can all get to know you a little bit better.
Absolutely. My name is Rafael Silva. I currently play Officer Carlos Reyes on 911 Lone Star.
That is amazing. We're so happy to have you here. I'm excited to chat with you today. I'm very, very excited for this. Are you happen to be sipping your Pride cocktail today?
I happen, but mine is a little bit PG-13 right now. It's just what we call café con leche, which is a little bit of coffee and a little bit of milk.
Very familiar. I had that all morning. Pride's a very long day, long month. I'm having my little seltzer. It's very weak, but you know, on ice. She's a queen. She has to stay hydrated in every way she can.
Deserves it.
Well, cheers to you. I have a couple questions for you that I'd like to ask you that are Pride related, if you don't mind. I'm gonna back up a tittles because I'm 5'6" and I don't fit in any cameras. So,
you look absolutely.
Is it okay if we do talk a little Pride talk with you?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. My first question for you is, in your own words, what does Pride mean to you?
Ooh.
A little loaded question, but you know, gotta go with it.
Here's the thing. Whenever people ask me that question, I can go like, oh, it means X, Y, and Z, but I always tend to just be very deep about things. But for me, celebrating Pride is not only celebrating the present moment and the opportunities that we have today and the doors that we can walk through today and the places that we can be and thrive in today, but I think it's also paying homage and respect to everyone who could not in the past and were at the front lines to make that happen. It's extremely difficult to be the very first one to stand up for what you believe in, because when you're the very first one, you're often criticized. People don't understand you. People don't want you. They don't like you. But eventually, when you keep walking your path and you keep shining your light, eventually, you know, when you keep focusing on being the light for yourself, if you happen to look back, you'll see that you've actually been guiding rather than walking by yourself. And I think that's been the truth about the LGBTQIA plus community, the Black community, Latinx, Asian, Indigenous community. This community expands beyond our imagination and beyond our experience. So for me, pride means a celebration of our differences that actually unites us and makes us, um, um, it just makes us, it makes us realize that even though we might have differences, we're all the same and we're all beautiful because of that.
Not that beautiful answer. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that pride, it's super important. It's a time to celebrate your, especially not your only yourself, just to celebrate your community. I mean, I never would have thought growing up. Honestly, my hometown where I was born just had their first ever Pride parade, and just for myself to be able to step in there, see, high school teachers that I had, and just see a community
Yeah.
come together just for one common cause. That it was just such a beautiful thing. I just think
Where are you from,
it's
Eric?
such a nice.
Where are
Huh?
you, where are you from?
I am from South Jersey. I live in Jersey, East
Shut
Coast.
up. Where are you in Jersey?
It's Cherry Hill, South Jersey. Yeah.
I grew up in East Brunswick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joyce's. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Yeah, no, Cherry. Well, Haddon Township had their first ever Pride Parade this year. It was just such an honor to walk in it. It was a very overwhelming feeling. It was surreal. So we're gonna ask you.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask you the next question. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. When you started your career, how was the industry in relation to the LGBTQ community?
Well, I must say that I'm quite a novice at the industry. 911 Lone Star being my very first legitimate, or it provided me a bigger platform than before. So I think for me, the experience of arriving at this industry has been rather a learning experience and awareness, and growing my awareness and growing and just trying to understand where I am and how people see me and how people understand me. I think the biggest learning lesson for me is to really just be myself, regardless
Absolutely.
of where we are in the conversation and in this fight, because I feel like as we start to get more people from different points of view, different walks of life into this industry, I think we tend to progress, but we also, I think, obstacles and impediments also tend to adapt as we adapt to the fight. So it gets a little bit more sophisticated, and it gets a little bit more, we perpetuate this conversation. The conversation is never ending, right? So for me, it's been a learning experience as that people see me a certain way, that people categorize me in a certain way. And as long as I understand where I'm coming from with my intention, spreading more love and more kindness rather than division, I think that would be a more resourceful and powerful action.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Now, my next question for you is, what has been one of your greatest takeaways from playing Carlos on 911 Lone Star? Greatest takeaway.
Yeah.
Another very loaded question.
Hey, that's okay. I think there are so many things, but I would say that Carlos represents people that I couldn't imagine would represent. I think a lot of people gravitate towards Carlos and towards his heart, independently of what he looks like. Carlos is he's a gay cisgender man who is Latinx and Texan and a cop, and but at the end of the day, he's still a human being, right? He's just a human being that happens to do all of these things that we know and we don't know. So I think the biggest takeaway is that as long as I focus on actually bringing his truth and bringing in detail, and actually as an actor focusing on my artistry and focusing on my intention and my integrity, I think people will also see that through Carlos. You look so gorgeous right now. You look so beautiful, and you understand. you understand, there are things that you do that I'm looking right now that I personally don't understand, right? You know this artistry that takes place here. You know the
Right.
art that takes place with everything here, and the effort that you put behind it. You understand. Not a lot of people might see at first, right? So
Right.
it's the same thing, but people you allow people to appreciate that due to the effort and the love you have behind it, and I think it's the
Yeah.
same thing too, right? It's like. Uh,
Absolutely.
it's a person you're representing, but you're also representing your artistry and the love you have for it, and that at the end of the day, when you put your work out there, it doesn't anymore. It belongs to
Yeah.
the how they identify with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, we got another one. When was the first time you saw yourself on screen?
Ooh. Well, the very first time that I saw myself on screen legitimately was when Lone Star aired. But when I felt seen, I think was when I I tend to gravitate towards people independently of what they look like. And
Yeah.
I've talked about this so many times in many other interviews. So people that follow me may find this a little bit redundant. But I love Viola Davis. Viola Davis has my heart, and her fight, and her gravitas, and her elegance and her beauty. I've watched many interviews with her. They were so inspirational, but um, I think even though watching her through like How to Get Away with Murder and plenty of other films that she's done, I think the moment that I actually felt seen was during an interview when she said that when she was offered the job, the role of Annalise Keating on How to Get Away with Murder, she immediately was just like, no, I don't want to do it, because where she came into through that notion, she was like, I said no immediately because they were looking for some television type beautiful black woman, which is light skin, and then she started listing all of the things that she felt why she didn't deserve that role,
Right.
right? Immediately saying, I don't deserve it because you guys see me as something, but I'm not that. And
Right.
she said, I don't fit into the stereotype of a beautiful black woman Hollywood provides. And it wasn't even about being black and woman and what that stereotype is, but just the honesty. So honest about that statement that allowed me to connect with, like, oh, I'm not the only one that thinks that about himself. Oh, I have thoughts in my head, and I have voices in my head telling me,
Right.
twice, not good enough, too much, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it all. No, I'm here. I'm me. This is what you got. This is what we're working with. And guess what? I'm plenty. So
Absolutely.
understanding that bravery and that confidence was something that I think I made me feel seen.
For sure. No, I love that. As far as like feeling seen, like literally and personally. Yeah, no, that's amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next one is, why do you, or it's personally might be another question here.
Mm-hmm.
Why is LGBTQ education and support in schools important?
Oh, Lord. Because
Another hard.
you know, um, because we exist. We exist, and and there is this myth that all of a sudden the world,
Absolutely.
all of a sudden the world became gay in the late 60s, 70s, 80s, like as if the LGBTQIA plus community didn't exist back then, and I there's so much bureaucratic answers and political answers and to be politically corrected in this conversation, but I feel like
Right.
I think existence should suffice our history. I think our existence should legitimize the need to teach the world about our own history, which I think has been extremely censored and limited through a rather Anglo-Saxon point of view, a very a colonized point of view. I mean, it's well documented and well known in indigenous communities all throughout North America, Central, maybe even South America, that there were I mean, gender construct is indeed a form of colonization. That there is only a man and a woman, and you know, there are a bunch of nations in the southwest in the land of what is now called the United States, that were extremely free, gender fluid. A bunch of here in California, this dates back to like the 14th, 1500s, and there's this fluidity of gender that when the Spanish, the conquistadores first arrived here, they thought it was so weird how there were so many effeminate men and how so many women with masculine traits and whatever that meant, and whatever that meant for them, and so for you to deny those facts and those narratives to children who are in their formative years, who are in extremely vulnerable positions, because when they look at a teacher, they're whether they're aware of this or not, they're in a vulnerable position because they're being told how the world works, essentially, right? The school system, we're preparing you so you can go out, right? But you're telling lies. In fact, you're not saying anything. You're not making these children who happen to be LGBTQIA plus, whether they're aware or not, you're not making them feel seen. So these children are growing up thinking that, and I've gone through this myself, believing that they're inadequate, illegitimate.
100%.
Some children have to go through bullying because they can't hide who they are, and then they end up thinking that you know, unfortunately, you know, ceasing to exist is better than existing, than being who they are. So teaching children about the LGBTQIA plus community and its history provides children a lifeline, a source of pride, a source of love, and a source of kindness, and it makes them visible, and it makes their existence legitimate and not forgotten, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, just the importance is just visibility, you know. It's just, it can't be something that's not talked about because it's something that exists and it needs visibility, just like anything else does that you would learn. I know I just love the way you speak, so wise. Geez, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I just want to say before we continue, I want to thank everybody who's still watching so far. Thank you guys for tuning in for our little Pride Cocktail Hour. We still have a couple more questions. Remember, this is a no hate zone, hashtag no hate zone. So let's be supportive. This is to uplift everyone here on Pride Month. We are sending out hearts, no meanies. Okay. And I can see you guys are all sending love. I love it. Thank you guys so much for being supportive and for tuning in to listen to us. We're going to ask a couple more questions before we wrap up today for our first ever Pride Cocktail Hour. So, was there a defining moment for you as a member of the LGBTQ community? A defining moment.
Defining moment.
Take that as you will. Yeah. Whatever that means to you.
Absolutely. I think I'm learning also to be. I'm learning every day how to be a better member of the community. Right. Realizing that there is always work to be done because there is always someone in need of help, and whether that help can come through my work or through social media, or quite literally physically, if I see someone who needs help, stand up against hate that takes place. And I don't think I have a definite moment of when I felt. I don't know. You know, I'm just gonna say I don't know, because every day is a constant learning experience. I mean, this live
Absolutely.
also, this platform for people to see this conversation, to witness this conversation. as you can clearly see through the comments, there are people that are love to be here and that support the LGBTQIA plus community,
Yeah.
but there are also people that perhaps don't understand what it means, and
Yeah.
it drives a certain backlash that perhaps might not be necessary. So I think that every day, as long as we put our foot forward, walk with our heads held high, and spread more love and kindness and inclusivity every day wherever we go. It doesn't matter where we are. I think this community is can only grow stronger, and it's not limited to the LGBTQIA plus community. I mean, it's everywhere, and every single community that one can identify with.
For sure.
I think, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. I would say it is definitely it's hard to say like a defining moment, because for me, I think that Pride Month, I don't even think it's like personally like a defining moment for myself. I think it's bigger than us. It's bigger than you. I think it's more, you know what I'm saying? It's just bigger than you as an individual. Sure, we can have our own defining moment, but especially in an important month like Pride Month, especially where it's so important to come together as a community, I think it's not really what's defining for you. It's defining for us as a whole,
Exactly.
you know? Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So, next question. When you think of the LGBTQ representation in Hollywood, what is something that comes to mind?
It comes to mind that we need more, and we need more people of color in the LGBTQIA plus community, creating stories, directing
For
stories,
sure.
I was recently asked a question in an interview. What kind of, why do you think we don't see different kinds of LGBTQIA plus stories, like LGBTQIA plus members with disabilities such as handicapped or blind, deaf, disabled members, indigenous members. For me, it's like, well, those stories exist because those people exist, because those artists exist. We just need those people as well that identify as such in the writers' room. We need people that have the financial backing to support those stories that also identify as such, because they understand what that story looks like.
Absolutely.
More diversity. We need more diversity in front of the camera, but the diversity in front of the camera won't be sustained if there isn't diversity behind the camera.
Yeah, I feel like even as far as like in the LGBT community, sometimes, there's a habit of resting on what we know and what's comfortable. And sometimes I feel like there's like a glamorization of just what a cookie cutter story can be. And there's just so much more than that.
Exactly.
There's so much more than just, sometimes it falls very like Hallmark original gay love story. And that's just not really how it is all the time, obviously.
No.
So So it's not like we can always just kind of like rest on that, because it's not reality. And I totally agree that, it falls back on, we need more voices to actually tell the story. If we want to hear them, we need the voices to tell the stories.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just like we understand that some people are creating these stories.
They get it in the comments. Diversity behind the camera too. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there are stories being created simply to check out boxes to say, hey, we're this brand, and guess what? We've done a gay story. Oh, it doesn't matter which story.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
We got that covered. So
yeah.
But it was 1 out of 500. But that's, doesn't it? And for me, it's just like, oh, no, it doesn't suffice.
Right. Yeah, no, I for sure think they're saying it. I can see it down there too. Yeah, I definitely think that not only as far as just the actors, or and even as far as not even just like on screen. I have a lot of close friends who are dancers, and even within the dance community, there's definitely a lot of lack of people of color, gay representation, all of that. So I think it's just a little bit of everything, because everybody has a story to tell. And, you know, it's up to us to elevate the voices so that the stories can be heard, because if we don't help them do that, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. So that's why, and again, circling back to how the one question we had for you was, you know, what was the defining moment, especially during Pride Month? Again, it's not about us. I think it's about the whole. So we got to kind of work together. We're, the great words of High School Musical, we're all in this together, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Not the High School Musical reference.
Yeah. That's why it's been called a movement. It's not a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and so this
Big Rainbow Train. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. It's a never ending. For me, I feel like at all conflicts that exist in the world, even if we see visible wars and visible conflicts, it's all due to internal conflict. I mean, these are humans acting upon their own internal conflicts, and we're getting to existential here. But what I'm just trying to say that trying to understand one another is actually more empowering than hating each other. You know, and you feel empowered wherever you come from. You feel empowered. Anyway, yeah.
No, for sure. No, I totally agree with that. We're going to go on to our last question. Are we ready? It's our final question for our cocktail hour. What is your hope for the future of diversity and inclusivity in Hollywood? Another big question. Another big question.
Yeah. I love these questions. I think one can always hope for the best, and I think that we. You know, I sometimes don't like saying like, oh, maybe we can arrive at a moment in time where this, you know, this won't be a conversation or this won't be a thing. Well, if you study history and if you look back and you know, just the, you know, rise and falls of every empire and every populations that are considered civilized, you'll see that there are mistakes being committed over and over and over and over, and we don't seem to actually understand and or comprehend or accept the difficulties and conversations that were taking place back then, because this I mean, nothing that we're going through now is new. Racism is not new. Xenophobia is not new. Transphobia is not new. All these things are all human interactions that just don't seem to be solved. So where I come from, I think is more of a and I don't think I'm being pessimistic. This is just how my head works. I just think that, you know what, as we adapt and we grow stronger, the resistance to progress also grows, also learns to adapt. Also, you know,
it's just realistic for sure. Yeah. You know, that's why, as you were saying before, there's always work to be done.
Exactly. Yeah. For me, that's the thing. It's just like, I don't think there is ever one person who has not and will not feel inadequate in the many of the communities that exist in the world. I think the thing that we can focus on is to always provide a platform for love, for kindness and freedom, and inclusivity. And also awareness, right? Because as it's great, this life is amazing, and I could be saying all of these things and preaching all of these things, but none of these things will mean shit if I don't practice what I preach, right? So growing the awareness that simply because you speak it doesn't mean you actually practice. And I think if we all individually hold ourselves accountable for the things that we say and do, I think just the world overall can just be a little bit better and stronger. And so my hope for the future is that we can all grow into a level of awareness that we can just be better and believe that we can be better. Be hopeful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for answering all those questions. I know there were some big thing questions. I just want to say I really appreciate you coming on here, obviously, as well as Fox TV. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think your answers were beautiful. I think you have a great mind, and you really honestly have a great outlook on the work that not only has been done for this community, but what you know, unfortunately still does have to be done. And like you said, it's always growing. We're always learning, and we got a lot to do. And Pride Month is a really special time to do that, because it's, you know, it's a really nice time for people to really feel their authentic selves. I feel like this is a really special time to uplift everybody within this community, no matter who you are, how you identify. It's just, the time is now. You know, it's 2021. We're gonna make it happen. This, I can feel it. It's gonna be an okay. It's gonna be an okay year. You know, fingers crossed.
Absolutely, absolutely. You Pride is meant to be celebrated. It's meant to celebrate yourself, celebrate others,
Yes.
and to love no matter what. People were fighting for love, to be able to love. So love each other, love others, independently of your knowledge of them or not. Just love. Just celebrate that. Celebrate love.
Absolutely. All right, my love. And before you head out, is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers still here? Anything else on your mind?
Just just a thank you, Ariel. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you so much
Yeah, of course.
for creating this conversation, and for being here. Thank you for everyone who supports 911 Lone Star. Thank you so much for all the Tarlos fans. You guys really appreciate. It's never been about Rafael. I mean, my opinion, it's never been about Rafael or Ronan. It's been about Carlos and TK and what they bring to the camera,
Right.
mean to people. The love
Right.
that there is not something that is love is not foreign to anyone. You know, love is not foreign to anyone. So thank you so much, all to Tarlos fans, to Fox TV, and thank you so much, Ariel. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. All right, guys, everybody say bye-bye.
Take care.
Yes, take care. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. Again, all my ladies and gentlemen, non-binary friends watching. Before I head out, I just want to give a special shout out. I want to thank Fox TV for having me here for our first cocktail hour of Pride cocktails. Again, if you are drinking, everybody take a little sip, even if it's water. Stay hydrated. It's Pride season. If you have any Pride parades or any Pride parties, make sure, you know, just be your authentic self this year. I think this is the really important time to live your life in bright colors, you know, show your pride. I've noticed this year very, very vividly this year that, you know, there's been a lot of pride out there, which is really heartwarming. So I hope you guys are having an amazing Pride season. Again, I just want to thank you guys all. Please, if you can, make a donation to the organization Glisten. Again, before I head out, we are doing a fundraiser, so it's going to be linked in the story. I'm going to link it here and also on my own personal page. So if you go ahead and click down there, I did link my Ariel Versace Instagram, and on my most recent post with the flyer for tonight's show, this fundraiser for Glisten is right on there as well. So if you guys need an outlet to make your donation, please go ahead and do so tonight. Anything helps, and I think it's an amazing organization that myself and Fox are behind and believe in. They're focusing especially on the LGBTQI plus youth right now, and especially people of color, because again, it's Pride season and we really have a lot of work to be done, and we can't do it if we don't put the work in, you know? So thank you guys again so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this day. We will be back with a couple more interviews within this upcoming Pride season. I hope you enjoyed my Lisa Frank R2D2 realness. Let's see if there's anything else we want to talk about today before I head out. I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I have a show tonight, so at my home bar, so I'm going to show my pride as best as I can. You guys are all motivating me to do so and to keep going. Again, thank you so much for joining us. It really means the world, all of your support with these live videos. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, from me to you, yes, bye guys. We'll see you, I think it's later this week or next week. Bye-bye.